Hello, everyone. This is Jimmy Cultist, and today we're going to be talking about character customization, such as it is. For this, we are going to need grid snap turned on, and we're going to stamp out a microchip. Possibly, maybe if you want to move it, we might want it to be mounted to a piece of material. Clipped mirror, grid snap, stamp shape. Not a donut though, that would be highly inadvisable. Something flat that you can easily stamp the microchip to. And since it won't be visible, we'll just go ahead and loosen it. Make it so it can't cast shadows. No physics, no collision, and no visibility. And I guess we could make it a little flag. That's a good position, I think. We're also going to need some lighting. Could also call it global. We'll take some gradient effects and sun and sky. Get some good lighting. Turn down the horizon definition. Turn up sky tint intensity. Fleck randomness to 0. Fleck randomness is what, creates this sort of painterly effect. If you want your sky to be very smooth, just get rid of fleck randomness. And we're going to turn down brightness a little and make the background blue. How about? I also want a little podium for our character. I'm a sucker for blue. It's my favorite color. What can I say? We won't be needing this. Let's turn off the luminoise and turn down color amounts so that it's a nice smooth cylinder. Dead center, it looks like. And we're going to go ahead and create a little spinning motion. I want to be able to rotate the character when we're customizing him. You also might want to turn off movability and collision. And turn these off so that they won't interfere with anything. These are his jump animations and such. Sometimes when you turn off collidability and movability, he'll be considered in midair and he'll trigger those animations, but that depends. Now we just go to affected objects, scope out, of course, and just stick this wire into him right here with X, pull this up with R2, and he should start rotating. Of course, his procedural animations should be turned off. Also, that's a bit of a fast rotate. I don't know if I quite like it that fast. Let's try 100. That's a little bit better. Let's try 80 though. That's just about right, I think. Now we're going to need a chip for all of our controllable goodness. And a secondary chip. Well, maybe we don't need another one. Well, we'll see. I guess we could rotate him right and left with the left stick. That seems like a good idea. Oh, we're also going to need a camera for our little fellow so that we can see him. And make him non-possessable. Set the camera to cut. Don't disable controller sensor input. You can hide imps. I think that'll be fine. Might make the platform a little smaller. There, I think that's good. Now we'll go to our left stick local. Actually, should be the right stick. I think that'd be more natural. Right stick local. We're going to use a splitter. Connect that there. We're going to want the X output. We're going to send it into another splitter. Positive and negative on the X output. Right and left, as some know it. Y would be up and down on the stick, so you don't really want that. Then we're going to take a combiner, hook plus to plus and minus to minus. And we're just going to go in here and go to rotation speed. And it will naturally toggle between negative whatever speed is set currently, negative 80 and positive 80. Is this set to wireless? Good, we already did that. Alright, we're able to rotate him. That's just what I wanted. I think the lighting could be a little bit better. We'll use some little spotlights here and there. A big part of Dreams is actually having the right lighting for a character. It's the difference between something looking really good and something looking amateur. I might turn off this. We don't need global lighting, I think, so much. Well, that'll just have to do, I think. Don't want to get too hung up on the lighting. Gonna stamp out another microchip, and this one we're gonna call Customize. I don't know if customize is spelled with a Z. It might be spelled with an S. basically all we're going to need is a selector for the different elements of his body. Depicting that might be kind of difficult, but we'll see what we can do. Possibly you could group him all together. He's not going to be moving anyway, so having them all grouped is kind of okay. We'll make the pants and the legs or whatever their own thing. I would advise, though, that you have a separate version of the character that isn't grouped if you decide to do this. Maybe we won't do the grouped version just because it would cause confusion. We're going to be doing some other group type stuff later, so probably ought not to do that. We'll leave him all intact. We'll just have a thing that tells us exactly what part we're customizing. I'm not going to waste too much time on how it looks. I just wanted to head, torso, B is going to be the torso, C will be the pants, and the last one will be shoes, which will be D. And we're going to go ahead and take a look in here. Call this one R stick. I guess we could also call it this. I think it's just R. I think that's how you do it. That'd probably make it easier. This one we'll call D-pad. I guess we're going to be doing a similar splitter motif as before. You don't always want to do it this way, but in this scenario it might just be quicker. I believe A is left and right. Well, maybe it's up and down, I don't know, we'll see. We'll want up and down, though. We don't want left and right. That should do nicely, I think. This will make it go forward, and that will make it go backward. Alright, we're doing left and right. We don't really want that. We want up and down, so let's take B instead. Alright, that works nicely. Now I guess we'll need some customization. I think I'll make the hat customization in and of itself. The shoes will be the base customization. I don't have a barefoot version of the puppet. I don't want to go through that trouble. And we'll just take out these little microchips. And they're going to stand in for all of our customization needs. I'm going to call this one head. I may not bother demonstrating all of his body in one go because it's not really necessary. But this keyframe will be the hat customization. So we'll just turn on the power with this keyframe. Stick B in it. And we'll go ahead and create another splitter. And then we're going to use the left and right arrows to toggle through this. Now something odd is going on here. Maybe we need to put a combiner in there. I think I'm starting to understand why we don't do this often. I only want to control one aspect, but it looks to be like it counts the D-pad in all directions, which is not good. We're gonna have to reroute this. So probably why they put these in here, which I had my suspicions that might be the case. This will be left and right. I guess I've been doing it right all this time and I didn't even know it. I thought, well, maybe I can use the splitter, but no. This is actually a better way to do it, manually. I think one of our audience members actually suggested using the splitter, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. It doesn't always work. There we go. We're back to where we want to be. Except for some reason up and down don't seem to be working. Did I not connect them properly? Looks like I connected two to the same thing. Alright, down, up, and up in the bottom one. That should work nicely. Yeah, we seem to be scrolling nicely through the options. And now all we need is some kind of chest customization or a shirt or something. I'm going to go ahead and copy his torso or clone it. I'm going to delete the head, the neck, and the arms. This is an easy way to get quick customization. Like, if you just want to line up exactly with the contours of his body or whatever, this is an easy way to do it. And I think we'll design it. We'll also get rid of that. I had varying looseness, and you want to get rid of that if you're not making it furry. Just want it to be normal. And we're going to paint it white. We'll make him have like a wife beater or something. Take down the fuzziness. Could also get rid of the luminoise and such, make it look more smooth. We're also going to have to, you know, we might just make him less fuzzy in general for the sake of this customization feature. I don't really think he needs to be super... You just have to enlarge it a tiny bit. That's a good way to easily and just cut things out where you need to. Might change his flex style back to the good old square. Might look a little less weird. Can we increase the detail too? That seems pretty good. Now we're going to go in here, make sure it's not movable before we group it. There. And we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing. Well, actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the same thing with his bottom half. Take down varying looseness. 0. Get rid of impasto. Color tint amount nothing. Luminoise off. I might darken it just a little bit because it's a little bit difficult to tell it from the rest of him. We'll make it like a dark gray just by changing the waxiness and roughness. And of course, make it just a little bit bigger. You will have to compensate a little bit for that aspect of it, probably. Actually, another thing you could do, instead of making it bigger, let's go ahead and group these. And you can just have a keyframe that makes the other piece invisible. The only reason why I didn't do that with the top half is because I wanted his neckline to be visible. We'll go ahead and turn the power off on this and turn it on with that. We might go ahead and turn down the impasto on his body with the keyframe, the upper half anyway, just to make sure it doesn't poke through the wife beater. Let's preview what this looks like. Yeah, that's pretty good. Looks great. And this will be the customization for his torso. And you can have multiple, like if you wanted to have, you know, multiple kinds of shirt or whatever, it could be done. Let's go ahead and test it. Oh, we forgot to do something. Go ahead and turn off the power. Oh, scope in once more. Turn off the power to the upper half of the wife beater. Then turn it on with the keyframe. Oh, something's not quite right here. Oh, we forgot to connect B to the power. It's very important to do that before we begin. That way we won't have all the options open at once. Then again, we have an alternative problem Where we might want these on just because we don't want to be able to yeah, we're gonna want this basically. If we want this to work out good, we're gonna need something more like this, unfortunately. It does add some extra wires, but it's worth it. It's just easier to shut it off. And we'll just stick A right in there. That means we can't control the input, but what we changed on the selector will remain changed, which is mainly what we want. Oh, and we also want to connect B to this. There we go. We can scroll around and look at what we've changed. Oh, another thing is when it comes time to put this fellow in game, I would advise making the entire playable character with all customizable options before making a customization screen so that you'd know exactly all of the stuff he's going to need. And you won't have to constantly be updating this puppet. But something you want to keep in mind is how he bends with his new clothing. You might want to sculpt it differently or add some things or subtract some things just to make sure when he's wearing his new suit of clothing it all works, you know, as it should. And let's go ahead and do the pants. We'll give him some black jeans or something. We're only going to need to copy one of these. Gonna pull that down like so that he's got, you know, jeans now. I might take a bit more visual care with this, but this is what we're gonna do for now. Make sure that they're all non-movable. And this might be a little confusing, but we are going to want to take out a keyframe. Turn on the power to them all. And once the keyframe's not recording, we're going to turn off the power. Scope back into it. Turn off the power to all of these. It just gets a bit confusing when you're grouping things, you know, and you don't have them selected yet. That is one thing I would have to say with this method. It's very difficult occasionally to add all that extra customization because it's layered on top of the already existing, you know, clothes. And so you might want, one way you could do it is you can attach these little paint flecks of varying different colors to symbolize the various different layers, like group them with whatever piece it is you want to alter. I would probably use rule fleck, but you just extend it outward, and then you can move it around once it's grouped to the object. But we're not going to bother with that. Also can get difficult grouping them, but one way you can do it is if this doesn't work, you can just group, scope in, and then put it in the right area. Like so. Let's go ahead and create a new customization wing. Pants. Oh, another thing you might want to do, I don't know if I actually did this or not, but you want to live clone. Yeah, I did live clone them. Okay, that's good. You definitely want to live clone the new pieces. After, like, don't... When you're creating them, and you create the first one, don't live clone this. But when you've changed it, and it's all altered, then live clone it. Otherwise, you're going to alter these pieces if you live clone them. Very confusing. Alright, so what does this do? It turns on his pants, that's what we're gonna want. That sounds terrible, by the way. It turns on his pants. Anyway, let's go ahead and stick this in here. There. Now, something's a little askew. But if we just turn on preview and visibility... Now, why would that be happening? Well, apparently it's got something to do with that top layer there. I'm not really sure what that's about. We're just gonna go ahead and live clone this and see if we can alter this issue. We're gonna have trouble getting this out of the group, but we'll probably be okay. Alright, just press minus. Now, hopefully this won't cause any issues. Oh, looks like it's causing issues. Well, maybe we could try this. We'll take a paint fleck. Group them. Then we'll just sculpt this little fellow right in there. Make sure he's non-collidable. That is really bugging me. That should not be happening. This has never happened before. Now it's happening all the time. Did we accidentally delete a wire? Now it looks like this is the cause. I don't know what the heck that was, but it's gone now. I guess I copied a bolt somehow, which is bizarre. Anyway, so there you have it. That's basically customization. You can do the same thing with his arms, any part of his body you want. You could potentially even have a way to customize the character, like if you want to make him fat or thin, just so long as it's mostly simplistic choices, like, you know, like we've shown here. It shouldn't be a big deal. I doubt you could do anything as complex as, you know, the customization in FromSoft games where you, like, you know, have a slider or whatever. Maybe there is a way to do it, but I don't think it's advisable in Dreams. It's just an insane amount of thermo would be required. And making it play in-game is also another factor. Oh, by the way, one way you could have this set up if you want the customization to carry over into a level is you're probably going to want to use a variable. And you're going to want a variable named after whatever customization it is, you know, hat or such. 1. And you want to basically just have this variable active. Then have the other one, when you go to normal, it resets all the other variables. You could even just have a chip, because you're probably going to have multiple variables inside there when it gets reset. But you just want to make sure to reset all of the ones that are, you know, necessary to reset. As a matter of fact, you could even do away with having this connected to the keyframe, because all you would do is when the hat variable is active, the current value turns this on. And we're going to set the maximum value to 1, no use in having it higher, and minimum value to 0. And if you put it on persist in dream, it will carry over to all your other levels within the same dream. And the variable will be hat. Let's go ahead and try that out. Alright, so the hat's on, and as you can see, the variable's on, an input of 1, da-da-da-da-da. That's how it would work in action. And we can even reset the variable by going back to the 0 customization. Now, if you had a lot of customization options, this might get a little bit, you know, having to have multiple variables and make sure all the ones that are shut off. It might be a little bit tricky, but it wouldn't be too bad. There's also a way that you could have it mathematically done. Like, you could have it so that one variable controls all the different hats. For instance, if you had a maximum of 5, and you take out a calculator and set it to equals 1, equal 1, and take upper hand 2 and connect it to the keyframe, and this of course raises it 1. That means this one variable can control number 1 customization, number 2 customization, and that can save you variables. Like if you wanted to have another one, let's go ahead and show what that would look like. We're going to make this upper hand 2. Well, no. This is going to be 2. We're going to copy the hat. Oops. Go back to the keyframe. Press triangle on the upper hat. And we're just going to make a quick customization so that you get the idea. Yeah, we'll let his ears poke through. Probably should have deleted all this before we sculpted. Just go ahead and delete all his old hat. Anyway, that looks pretty janky and weird and terrible, but it's just to demonstrate a concept. Take out the new keyframe. Turn on the power. As you can see, We're going to set this to 2. I think we might want to take this and change it to set. I think that's the one. It'll just automatically set the variable to a certain value and reset it. And this one we're also going to change to set it to 0. I think that's how it works. Yes, that's how it works. Set would be good. Now, as you can see, one variable controlling 2 different customization options. That's a little tip from Jimmy. If you're ever making a big game, I guess. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. Hopefully you found this helpful for making your customization game and whatnot. And now we're going to give a quick shout out to our monthly supporters on Coffee. There they go. Wonderful people. You could be one of them. Oh yes. The honors. Anyway, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss another video. If you wish to support our earnest insanity, you can check the links in the description to donate or buy merch. Until next time, goodbye.